we come back to the prediction of the future, the only commodity that you would have after we reach the singularity or this point where the machine is serving all the needs that we have is you can use your brain to create energy. So Bill Gates is the first person that wrote the patent about it a week or a couple of weeks ago. So you can sit and watch Netflix, and while you watch a series, every series has a degree of how much it engages your brain, because some series are more complicated and you need to think what's going to happen. And then you activate a neuron, all the activity in your brain shoots up, flares up. You create a cloud of energy in your brain. And this detected by a device that is saying, Almaz now just thought 1 unit, and we can use this unit as a calculation power for our computers. So we will mine it, we will harvest the brains of the people that watch entertainment because they don't have a job, because we took the jobs away from them and gave them to the machines. We wanted to give them the job because it's boring for us to drive a car or to clean the road or to even build a building. Nobody wants to do it. We always give it to the weaker population that we import, so they will build our homes. So then machines take everything. And think about it. You sit in the morning and you say, Evan, go and watch your educational series. I don't want. Go and watch. It helps the family. Everybody gives his share. I'm watching YouTube. You sit now 2 hours, go to your room and watch Game of Thrones or whatever you tell him to watch. And he sits and watches, and his brain is creating a unit, and your brain is creating a unit, and it covers the cost of this household. It costs something to generate power and electricity and print food, that you will have a printer at home that prints your food. Many people would lose the competition inside them, the fact that they want to compete and prove that they are richer or better or stronger than somebody, because it's irrelevant. You can print food, I can print food, we drink clean water, we have air purifiers, everything is electricity, there is no emission anymore. It's a new world. This world is coming, and I think we should be prepared for it. We should be prepared for a world that is important to drink water and exercise. These are things that people are mainly focusing on the future. They will have water. Sometimes they will put a drop of a bottle that is specifically for you. You put one drop, you drink it. 1 million nano machines in this drop is now working, adjusting your heart, fixing your skin, taking care of your gut, checking everything, sending it to another computer that tells you that you're okay, or if you lack vitamin B6 exactly in this amount, take it. You will stop going to the doctor to check your kidneys or check your liver. It's all going to be home. We're going to manage everything. We're going to slow aging tremendously. We're already starting. I had a friend visiting here. He's a pharmaceutical engineer, and he brought me samples of 3 different creams that he created based on cannabis and other 2 very powerful herbs. And it cures acne, and it treats eczema, and it treats hemorrhoids, and gave me 4 creams actually, and one that treats psoriasis, that is a very big market. It's based on pure herbs. I think we are going to have a very interesting line of products very soon. He's a genius, this guy. He's really, I put the anti-aging cream that he gave me a sample here, and in 5 minutes, the wrinkles, they started moving like, started feeling like, I don't know what it is in this plant, but he said that the plant he chose is the tree of the dragon blood. It's a tree that you make a cut through the tree, and it secretes a red oil liquid that looks like blood, and it has 400 different components that only 60 of them were checked, and only 30 of them are understood so far. Because of that, not many companies are using this substance because it's not been tested and researched enough in the world. But the Chinese are using it for thousands of years. It's something that they use for many, many things. So we would see. It's like a new product is born into the world of competition and big pharma companies. We never know what's going to happen with this product. Maybe it will disappear. But the knowledge of making a cream that helps people with eczema and psoriasis is a good thing. He claims that it can cure up to 50% of the itch. He tested it on skin cells, and it's very interesting when you add CBD oil to this tree, it goes quicker into the skin. The CBD oil, as you know, is a miraculous oil that can do miracles on pain, on skin disease. You can take it orally, you can put it outside. The only problem that it's not cheap. CBD oil is an expensive substance, and if you need to put on big areas, you need a lot of it. But we would crack it, I think, from the other side. Instead of treating the symptoms from outside, we would fix the DNA itself. We would reprogram the DNA, so we would not have those problems. The weird dream that I have is that I'm waking up in 20 years and I'm seeing all those videos that we talk about now, that as if I'm a prophet, but I'm not. I'm just listening to what people say, and I'm doing like my sum up of the situation. In this dream, I wake up and the world is jobless. There are no more jobs. We move into this meta capitalism phase, and I'm 65 and I'm at home and I have all those worlds of entertainment and everything is virtual, and I tap into all those amazing worlds and we communicate with telepathy and everything is connected, and you are like, whoa, you are full engines on, like the people that play games now with those little plastic devices would not even remember they had remotes. There's so many generations of computer games are going to come in the next decade that you would maybe tell your son when he's 16, like, I used to play this game that we used to have this joystick. It was a stick with the thing, and we moved it back and up, and there was I said, Dad, believe me, I'm in the middle of something. He's playing a game, virtual world. The whole room is filled with images that he's flying through and doing all those crazy stuff. And we would remember that the machine was not part of us. It was something to look at. And the funny thing is that people that are afraid of this era that is coming, and they tell me, I'm afraid that I'm going to lose my privacy and my identity. Because in a world you can log into the consciousness of humanity. Of course, it's more fun to think as a cloud rather than to think as a drop. Everybody wants to join, but they're afraid. It's like everybody knows me now. I'm transparent. I cannot hide what I'm thinking really behind the mask. I think it's going to be a big challenge for adults that got used to lying a lot, that all of a sudden cannot lie anymore, even as a habit, even for the fun of it. They will not be able to, because it's like you don't need to talk much when you're connected. So much information is transferred through silence and body language and intentions, and all the wishes we have, we send them out all the time. And some of them get done, and we get a reply. I said, wow, I had a nice day. I wanted to eat something. I found it. I wanted to meet this. I found him. I was in sync with my wishes. And if you look back at this day, is a day you set in the morning and you looked at all day wishes that you have, you call them errands or plans, things that the world should give them today. I would go there and the form would wait for me. I would go there and the money would wait for me. I have a plan. But then the world comes and the plan changes because it's just a wish. But if you sit in the morning and you start sending the wishes and you understand that they are like messengers, you don't send all of the list at once. You think of one thing you wish, you send it. You do something. Then you think about something else, you send it. And then they go different places. They don't have all of them to go to the same place. But many people, they think that God is working for them. So they say, I want money, I want to be in good relationship with my wife, I want to have good food, and I want to have exercise. But I send all of them together, and then they all get to one place. And it's different places. You said you want good relationship with your wife, send it to your wife. You want to have money, send it to your boss or send it to whoever you're in business with. You don't send all of the things to the same place. But because you're not familiar with the network of those emails or those messages that we send, so you just do it like, okay, that's what I want, so let it be, you know? And if you're religious, you put it into your prayer in the morning that I want this and I want this and I want this, please. But why not to start this experiment today and say, what do you want? Who is it involved in this want? You know, is it a person? Is it a dog? Is it probably a person or two that you will have to go through the things that you want to do in this life? Even if this person is a clerk in a bank that needs to approve a loan or needs to give you a credit line or whatever, you have to wish it towards him because that's how the brain works. Telepathy can only work when you have something you want to send and you use your brain somehow in a way that we're not really familiar with, but we know what is activated. And then if the other person is sensitive, he's receiving it exactly as it was sent or close to how it was meant to be. And people sometimes admit, wow, I have great telepathy with my kid, I have it with my friends, sometimes with my wife, but not always. And I don't know when it will happen. It happens again and again that people wish to communicate with someone and is calling or texting the same moment. So if we know that it works and it has a name and it's a known phenomena for many years, why not to teach it? Why not take our young generation and say, hey guys, listen, you don't need to study geography today because you hate geography and it's available in Google Maps, so you will not get lost today. And then let's learn about how telepathy works and give homework. You would send telepathy at 5 o'clock. You would write down what you received, and tomorrow we will check it, and then we will check it again, and we try it again. These people would grow to be using telepathy and as one of the tools in life. And I believe it's going to change the way we communicate outside. You know, we go out to the street, we have a different behavior. We put a coat on, we go out, we have a different role that we are at home because we are like in a battlefield, whether it's traffic or many people, where is the kid, everything is okay, nobody got killed, you know, it's a city. When you use telepathy, imagine yourself driving and the person cuts you by mistake and you look at him and you catch a glimpse of eyes and you use telepathy to tell him, hey man, you nearly killed me. And he's getting it and he's doing, and like he's replying, I'm really sorry, I didn't see you coming. And you reply, wow, man, it was really dangerous. Just look in the mirror next time. And he's looking and, okay. And you don't stab him in the back and you don't go out and you shout on the, if something happens, you start telepathy immediately. And you walk in the street, you see a nice person, you smile, he's smiling, you know, inside here, you greet him, hello, you look nice today. And they look back at you and say, wow, you too. And you just pass. And we do it anyway. but we don't say. When we see a nice looking person, whether it's a man or a woman, we feel like we want to communicate with this because it's aesthetically nice in the surroundings. And then later we start thinking, because we don't say it, maybe we could be together with this person. Maybe this person knows me. Maybe this person saw that I was looking at him and he thinks that I like him. Maybe I should go back and talk to him. You know, it's like all those loops of thought disappear when you just open a channel of communication, of telepathy. So I feel it's the key. And in 8 years of the first school, like the basic school, how you call it, primary school, pupils learning how to use telepathy and meditation through hypnosis, because kids don't understand the same, they're not as intelligent as adults, but they are more intelligent emotionally. So you can put them into this not deep hypnosis of calming, like going down from alpha to theta, like staying in the zone of lower frequency, and you let them experience the world through the eyes of a calm person. And then the classroom is the virtual space where every pupil is joining in the space from his home, from his room, or from his wherever he is, because it's all over. There is no more Wi-Fi. There is everything is connected, and he's experienced this amazing hologram of telepathy oriented communication. It could be even a quiet session of, like, today we are 45 minutes together and we just use telepathy. Nobody is using his voice, and we are fully communicating, and we are answering, and we're developing something, and we're building a model, and this model is really an object because it's printed. I've been studying how to use telepathy and remote viewing or remote distant healing, and I'm doing it with my clients now that I cannot travel because of the pandemic. And it forces me to train again and again because I'm at home also, and people are afraid to come to see me because maybe I have the virus. Everybody's talking about the virus. I heard a funny thing, by the way, about the virus. This is such a lethal virus. You have to check if you have it or not. It's so lethal that you need to check on yourself if you have it. If it was lethal, you wouldn't have to check if you have it. It would tell you, you know. But you have to check if you have it because it's very dangerous. It's such a paradox that some of the population don't get it, don't get sick, and they can carry this virus. But the people they meet may be very vulnerable and this disease can kill them. So it's a tricky game of trying to isolate people that you cannot isolate from themselves until everybody will get it. Because there is no cure. And it's such a shock for the humanity to face. You know, the optimistic people that said, by the end of the summer, they would find a cure. I'm telling you, this is the world, all the world. But no, the world is not united yet. If the whole world unites to fight this pandemic, the world can beat it. It's just we're not desperate enough yet. People are demonstrating in Israel. There is a big debate about it. Yesterday there was a big demonstration here in one of the city squares. I didn't go. I didn't even know about it. I saw it today in the news. About 50,000 people demonstrated against what's going on with being self-employed in this country. That, you know, all the entertainment, the shows, the live shows, the theaters, the cinemas, some of the restaurants, they're all closed, and people lost their jobs and they cannot afford to buy food. After 4 months, the banks tell them, we don't give you any more money because you don't show any income. So they are really crying. The world has known suffering and hunger in in continents like Africa, like Southeast Asia, like many countries, like even America that shows New York in the news, but inside America there's poverty that you cannot imagine. And now that the people of the middle class are getting into poverty, they don't want to lose their beautiful home and their nice pizza and order deliveries of sushi. They want it, they need it, it's their lifestyle. But we might have to. It's happening for 4 months now, and now they're talking about closing again all of Israel because we have 1,000 new COVID-19 patients every day. And it's a lot for a small country. I just feel it's coming to unite the humanity or whoever thinks he is human to understand we are facing a new reality. This is no longer a reality that we need to charge money for rent. We don't need to charge money for food. We don't need to charge. And I'm not a communist. I'm just saying